As described by Father of Issue Management Howard Chase, trends are detectable changes which precede issues. As school districts, it is important to keep in touch with the environment in which we work with. This would include the community and beyond. It is important to identify and consider possible implications of trends. We must understand that trends can help build the future. Through association with colleagues, parents, members of the community, political figures, and others, communication can lead to the creativity of people. The majority of communication can be built through an open system. When speaking of schools, open systems mean that there is a two-way relationship between the school and the community, in our case, communities, in which it exists. Open systems allow interaction and feedback between the organization and the environment, which is ultimately the community, state, and the country. To maintain relevance, we must communicate with the communities by assessing the issues and concerns of the public. Continuous improvement, digital learning and technology, and recruiting, retaining great teachers will be the three trends focused on throughout this analysis. Members of any organization have a difficult time identifying their faults. This is particularly true with school districts because although it may not seem like a service, education is slowly becoming who can provide the best education or best service to my child. With that in mind, schools must recognize that the need for improvement in order to contend with other schools. The need for improvement is no longer a sign of weakness for a school leader. In fact, school leaders that recognize this need for improvement exhibit great strength and vision. These leaders recognize the need for a constant renewal. Many schools cannot keep up with the implementation of ideas, strategies, and programs of other schools, so the renewal of a school is becoming more common. Schools must continue to keep up with the change and initiate the renewal process as much as possible. If schools do not create the standards for the future, another school will. A great way to keep a school ahead of the game is with continuous improvement. Continuous improvement is simply a never-ending effort in order to eliminate different problems and work on polishing previous problems. For the most part, this usually involves many small improvements rather than an innovative idea or change. Within a school, continuous improvement can vary from upgrading or enhancing different practices, procedures, or protocol, to implementing new ideas for classroom instruction and curriculum or framework. The list is endless. Continuous improvement occurs when administration and other members of a district step back, evaluate the positions, and develop new and better strategies to be more effective.
Continuous improvement plays a major impact on schools, and particularly the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School. Being a charter school, parents choose to send their children to us, and as a district, we are responsible for making sure they are obtaining a quality education that exceeds that of their previous placement. As a district, we welcome these students and transform them into our cyber learning environment. We want to be able to do our best and in return expect our students to do their best. Introducing students to new resources, different learning strategies, and unheard of practices is the sole purpose of our district in order to provide the best education we can. Through this school-wide approach, administration, teachers, and staff all work for which we were trained to do. Yet with this approach, the need for continuous improvement is vital. Without continuous improvement, the district would be left saying, could have, or should have, after another school skyrockets ahead. Of course, administration, teachers, and staff are all knowledgeable about their positions and have all been trained in order to manage their positions, but the knowledge and training cannot stop there. As a district, we must continue to offer continuous improvement opportunities in order for the district to stay on pace with the latest trends in education and the most efficient way to provide our students with an online
One of the
education.
major threats regarding continuous improvement in the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School relates to the type of school it is. Being a cyber charter school opens the door for more threats than traditional school districts. Unlike traditional brick-and-mortar schools, not only is our district faced with improvements in the realm of teaching, but we are also faced with improvements in the realm of technology. With this issue, the district is faced with encouraging continuous strategies to improve teaching, and then they must do the same for technology as well. Although the improvements of teaching and teaching strategies is at a much slower rate than the improvement of technology and software, it is still difficult for the district to mesh these two and provide proper training. This is a huge threat to our district because, unlike other traditional schools, we have two areas of concern. It is important to recognize that as a school, we fail to improve in one area but continue to improve in another area, our school is still at jeopardy for destruction because in order for proper functionality, education and technology must be up to par.
In order to promote continuous improvement of its teaching staff, the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School provides many opportunities to its employees and staff. The district holds monthly trainings and workshops in order for the teachers and staff to obtain the necessary knowledge and tools in order to provide an appropriate and high-quality education to its students. The district also encourages teachers and staff to engage in outside trainings as well. The district also provides free monthly reading material to its employees in order for them to obtain new ideas and strategies that can improve the district. Continuing of education has also become a hot topic within the district. Many teachers and staff take part in educational programs in order to continue to be more knowledgeable of their position.
In order for the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School to be more efficient in the area of continuous improvement, one of the most important tactics would be to make these different trainings and programs mandatory. Through voluntary trainings and programs, only some employees are truly gaining the full effect of continuous improvement. Although it may be difficult, the district could also offer more training in order to improve on cyber education rather than traditional education. A way in which our district could implement mandatory improvement opportunities is through the change in an employee's job description. Instead of these opportunities being an option, they would now be required. In order for the district to offer more training in the cyber environment, they could collaborate with cyber charter schools around the country. Through online capabilities, the two districts could collaborate in order to gain knowledge and improvement as a district. A change in an employee's job description could be implemented in minimal time. The same description could be added to all employees so that all employees are on the same page and understand their expectations to obtain these improvement opportunities. In order for the district to collaborate with other cyber districts, a great amount of time may be needed. Through this extensive process, the district would have to communicate and develop relationships with other cyber charter schools before they could interact. This is a project that could be established and implemented within a 3-year time. Digital learning has become extremely important to K-12 students over the past 10 years. This style of education has not only become a favorite by many students, but it has also become a necessity for some. In 1996, 80% of Americans believed that the use of internet in a school was important. Currently, this has risen to 91%. There are currently 27 states and D.C. that implement full-time virtual schools that implement digital learning in order to provide an appropriate education. The number of states is expected to rapidly grow within the next few years. In order for school districts to continue to meet the needs and expectations of its students, the area of digital learning and technology is extremely important. According to a report released by Digital Learning Now, they suggest that now is the time to utilize digital learning in order to meet the learning style of each student's individual style and pace.
Digital learning consists of schools implementing the use of computers at school, implementing the use of the internet, and even providing online education. In general, digital learning implements the use of any form of technology in order to educate a student. This could consist of computers, laptops, iPads, and other technological devices. Within a school, there can be a major impact without the use of digital learning and technology. However, the implementation of digital learning and technology is just as important. The implementation of digital learning is especially important for the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School. Being a cyber charter school, the district relies on its learning style of digital learning in order to drive the district's education. In order for our district to continue to provide the most appropriate education to its students, it relies on the most recent forms of technology in order to be successful. This means that the district must continuously implement any type of digital learning techniques and any up-to-date technology in which students could benefit.
Some of the major threats of digital learning and technology in the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School is the ability to keep up with the fast-moving technology and implementing new ways to utilize that technology. When dealing with 11,000 students, the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter Schools must take an approach in which equipment that is given to students has the capabilities to perform upgrades and updates. With these capabilities, the district may not be able to install or incorporate different software or programs which enhance the student learning. This is also true for the technology of the employees. If employees are not provided with the most up-to-date technology, their strategies of teaching may fall behind that of other potential possibilities. Implementing new ways to utilize technology is also a threat to the district. The district cannot continue to use software and programs that they have been using in the past. With digital learning and technology, there is always new ways to provide education to students.
In the area of digital learning and technology, the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School provides great opportunity in order to remain an exclusive district in the state of Pennsylvania. According to a survey provided by the highlights of the 2011 Phi Delta Kappa Gallup poll, What Americans Said About Public Schools, national totals fell from 82% in 2000 to 74% in 2011 in favor of communities suggesting that less technology be implemented into public schools for instructional purposes. With communities in favor of less technology in public schools, this only helps to keep the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School in a position to remain exclusive in the area of digital learning through online education and the use of technology. Within the past few years, there has been a huge surge for school districts and other cyber charter schools to begin to compete with our district. Digital learning and technology was being implemented in many schools and was focused on in many districts. With this implementation, the enrollment rate of the students at the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School could drastically decrease and eventually cause the end to the district. Yet per the results of this survey, the opportunity for our district to remain exclusive lies simply in our own hands.